Hello, I am Ray Ortiz. Please pay attention to this disclaimer. The content in this video is purely opinionated with a degree of research and my own personal experience as a stroke survivor and recover from a brain hemorrhage stroke. You should always consult with your medical professional physician if you are seeking for medical advice. Do you ever wondered why some stroke survivors recover faster than others? It's a question that has puzzled many, including myself, leading to a myriad of misconceptions about stroke recovery. It's time to bring a different potential perspective to these myths and shed light on the potential realities of stroke recovery. A common myth is that stroke recovery only happens in the first few months after the stroke. Some medical experts, like Dr. Jane Harrison, a renowned neurologist, explains recovery can continue for years after a stroke. It's not a sprint, it's a journey, and for some might feel like a marathon. Each person's recovery journey is unique, influenced by factors such as the severity of the stroke, the affected area of the brain, and the individual's overall health and recovery support systems. As a holistic stroke life coach and a stroke survivor, I can confirm that in addition to conventional therapy rehabilitation, there are some additional options that can enhance the recovery physically, emotionally, and spiritually. After all, a stroke experience affects all aspects of the well-being of the individual, including their families and friends. To connect with me, please reach out at www.theeurekaeffect.info. Another perception in question is that stroke recovery is a linear process, that every day brings noticeable improvements. However, that's not the case. Recovery is not linear, says Dr. Robert Anderson, a leading stroke specialist. There are good days and bad days. I know those days, as I was in my recovering progress, might seem slow or even non-existent at times, but that doesn't mean recovery has stopped. It's important to stay patient and persistent. Remember, your recovery is a healing journey, and you cannot rush healing because it has to happen as your body is able. However, you can help your recovery by following through your doctor's and therapist recommendations, in addition with some holistic modalities to possibly help expedite the recovery and healing process. Some medical professionals believe that younger stroke survivors recover better than older. Age does play a role in recovery, but it's not the only factor. Age can influence recovery, but it doesn't dictate it, explains geriatrician Dr. Linda Chen. I've seen older patients make remarkable recoveries. It's all about individual resilience, attitude, and the experience of support, including feeling validated and appropriate emotional and spiritual rehabilitation practices. In my opinion, as a holistic stroke life coach, I believe it can be helpful to the well-being of the recovery journey and family members to experience assistance with a stroke life coach. You can find one at www. The Eureka Effect info. Now, on to the belief that once you've had a stroke, you're bound to have another. This is a fear that haunts many stroke survivors. But as cardiologist Dr. James Kim points out, having a stroke does increase the risk of having another one, but it's not a guarantee. With lifestyle modifications, medication, and regular checkups, the risk can be significantly reduced. A final myth that needs debunking is that stroke survivors can't lead a normal life. I can tell you, yes you can, and I am proof of that. Stroke survivors can and do lead fulfilling lives, says occupational therapist Dr. Sarah Williams. Rehabilitation helps survivors regain their independence and adapt to their new normal. It's not about getting back to how things were before the stroke, but about moving forward and living the best life possible. So what have we learned today? Stroke recovery is a long and unique journey for every individual. It's not a linear process and does not stop after a few months. Age does not necessarily dictate the speed or extent of recovery, and having a stroke does not guarantee another. Most importantly, stroke survivors can lead fulfilling lives post-stroke. Remember, knowledge is power, and understanding the realities of stroke recovery can help dispel fears, set realistic expectations, and encourage a positive outlook. There's always hope, and every day is a new opportunity for progress. Hold on to that thought and keep moving forward. I know it's possible to recover, and you are not alone.